you like ropes, whips, and chains, you'll like Reverend Mel because she talks about pain.
Welcome to the
Unknown Vampire Comic
Vampire
Show
on TalkingSexRadio.com. I'm a real vampire. I want to bite your neck. You laughing at me?
Oh my god! No! This is awesome. I can take you seriously with this look, Mel.
Can you? I'm scared. My name is Countess Vampire
Ish.
Rev Mel.
You want to read those questions again?
Oh, questions.
You're not for Nefertiti?
Okay. Oh, this one goes for me. Do people often tell you that you look very young for your age?
With the bag on your head, my God, it just takes off years.
That's a good one. Okay. You are extremely energetic at night, but you seem to be around the time when the sun gets up. You're tired. Yeah.
That's called crack. Did you hate that though? When you smoke a bunch.
Okay.
What?
Okay. I'm back. That was fun. I've never been in a bag before.
Well, you're not ugly.
Yeah, I've never. Could you really? That brought up a really great question. Could you really put, if a woman is really, really ugly, could you put a bag over her head and fuck her?
No. That's fucked. That's complete. Huh? Oh!
Even
God,
for
you're
what?
sweet. And
Even for
that's not.
Now, what level of ugly? Because there's ugly, there's fugly, and then there's muggly.
And then there's buff ugly,
Buff
which is
ugly.
butt
so
fucking ugly.
what are all the differences?
Well, muggly is like, when you're at a bar and you're drinking your beer and you're like, hey, and you get to the end of the beer and you look at it through the glass, okay, you look kind of good.
Yeah, I'll take it.
That's muggly.
What happened to my coffee?
I eated it.
Someone was smart enough to take it away from you because you would have knocked it over with the bag on your head. Your hair is pleated. It looks good, though. You got kind of like vampire head.
Do I look like I've just been bitten by a vampire?
No.
You just look like Boogie poked you in the pooter. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a secret.
Well, that's what we did during that break.
Yes.
It was a quickie.
It was a quickie.
He greased it up and just... Never mind.
What did I do?
Nothing. Never mind. Okay.
We need to flash
All right.
some cow insemination.
You're slightly a quicker healer. Well, we already talked about that.
Right.
Yeah, you have usually high tolerance for alcohol. No! Do you have a high tolerance for alcohol?
I am such a flippin' cheap date.
Are you? If you do what I do, I have 2 drinks or less than 2 drinks. I'm dancing on tables, screaming, I'm horny, and I want to get fucked.
I'm close, but I'm not that cheap.
Silventar on a table, standing up, screaming, "Fuck me, fuck me!" Just
This is wrong.
I mean, it'd be funny, but
I'd
just
pay
no.
for that.
Got a
I'd pay
table?
to see that.
I got a table.
Sure, right here. Take off your clothes.
No.
Okay. Do you tend to switch between very, very social and antisocial frequently?
Dude, Elle's a vampire.
Who wrote this?
Elle is so a vampire.
Do you rarely get sick?
Rarely.
Rarely.
So what would be like a vampire sickness?
I don't know.
Like a blood-borne virus or something?
Well, I
I am not that bad.
Because you think that vampires, don't get sick because they're immortal.
Yeah.
So if you get sick often, I'm thinking abort.
What if you're sick 24/7?
Then you've been sucked by a vampire.
Then you're going
Really?
to die.
Then that explains all of my problems. You're sucking me.
Caleb's
a psychic
Caleb's
vampire.
Secret.
You could get sucked
Caleb's
by a
secret
psychic
is that he's
vampire.
a vampire.
Dude, he's white
He's been-
enough.
and he's been draining you. Let's talk about blood. What about blood?
Your 6 senses are more enhanced than most people, like vision, hearing, touch, smell, taste, and intuition. Yeah, I've got that. You got that? See, I'm already there. We're gonna go through some of these really quickly. Okay, you have an extreme good vision in the dark. Yeah. You got that?
Yeah, with
Silventar?
a flashlight.
Yeah. You tend not to be surprised or scared by loud noises or moving things. No, a spider walks by, I jump.
Guess you're not a vampire then. Here's the mirror.
You tend to get high from human blood.
Yeah,
What?
Absolutely.
Maybe.
I think we'll all agree with this one. You tend to get high from human blood.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you break that mirror?
No, just you.
I don't.
Don't break my mirror.
I don't see myself.
Watch out, this thing's gonna...
It's terrible.
There's something wrong with you.
Okay, somebody just totally laughed like an old man.
That was me.
So wait, Mel, I have a question for you.
Oh no! What?
Have you ever played really hard and drawn blood on somebody?
Yeah, and
Do you like it?
I want to lick it, but if I don't know if we didn't take blood tests, I would never do it. But I kind of want to go.
What about you, Boogie?
Have I ever drawn blood?
Mm-hmm.
On myself endlessly, but...
No, I'm talking about somebody else when you're playing with somebody.
Yeah.
And do you like it?
I haven't done really extreme blood play.
But is it something you fantasize about?
Sometimes, yeah, sure.
What about you, Silventar?
Silventar's all, yes! I am Silventar! I bleed things like stuck pigs! Sorry, I was just giving you...
Yeah, something like that.
Now, has that been
in the
some...
immortal words of LOL cats, nom nom nom.
But you like blood play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it turns you on.
Oh, yeah.
It gets your dick hard.
Now, is that something that you've always been attracted to, or has this been something that's happened within the past few
Always.
years? Always. What about you, Mel?
What?
Have you always been attracted to blood play?
Blood has always interested me. You know, I find it very fascinating. I like the taste of it, and I like to look at it. And you know, we were at the Lear Desaad on an Insight, and they were teaching all about blood play, and we all had gloves on, but we got to paint the model with her blood, and it was like, oh, was that awesome? You know, made little designs all over her body with her blood. It was great. It was wonderful.
I will say that when I first got into BDSM and the lifestyle and whatnot, I had decided then that I probably would not do blood play, just because of the whole disease factor and scare and all that. But that went out the window real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I guess blood play is definitely something that you really have to discuss with the partner. It's not something to just go off and do. You really do need to have blood tests, and a lot of people do have viruses and stuff like that they wouldn't think are contractable through blood, but really are. I guess places like the Lair, there was one class that I took from Sir Skipdog, and he definitely taught a lot about the bloodborne pathogens, and a lot of tattoo artists have to go through classes and stuff like that for that. So they're probably good people to talk about the kind of stuff with blood.
I think it's really important that people go out and that they do get their blood tests and they find out if they have any. It was really amazing because when I was in barber school, I contracted a certain type of hepatitis, and we're talking 20 or 30 years. We're talking about 35 years ago, and I've never given blood because I've always been fearful of it. And they did. I asked and requested that they do a test to find out if I still had it in my system. And not one trace of it is in my system, I was really pleased because I've always been very, very fearful. That I had any, hepatitis, because hepatitis, it was not the infectious type, it was a viral, or is it viral?
Hepatitis is viral.
Yeah, there's infectious and there's viral. There's quite a few different ones.
Wow.
But this was something that I contracted from doing a straight razor on a bum when I was in barber school. And it went away. Thank God it's not in my blood system. And I was worried because you're worried about liver diseases and stuff like that. But it's really important if you're going to play any blood. It's really important to get all your blood tests. Know who you're playing with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen with lots of submissives, and I've seen blood, and I'll just lick it. But you can't. You gotta really be careful these day and ages.
Now, would animal blood do the same thing to you, or is it just human blood?
Well, cats have AIDS.
There are some.
No. I mean, does it?
Does it turn you on?
I mean, does it turn you on?
Yeah.
No.
Is just the blood turn on, or is it human blood that's the turn on?
I find blood of anything interesting, and if used.
It's more your mate that you're like,
If a human blood really does something for me,
is your mate, then it's
then it's ooh. But yeah, ew.
Right.
Hello.
Hello. Our guest is here.
Bring him in. Here, take my spot.
No, take mine.
Here, I'm Mike.
Your name is Mike, or just
No, that's Mike.
Oops. D was in bumper to bumper traffic probably. Welcome to the Rev Mel Show on TalkingSexRadio.com.
Thank you.
We have been, we've been having a great time. We've been talking. We've been having, we read questions and people gave the answers, and we had all this stuff. So you can see this is all my information. And so he is from Club D's Vampires in LA County chapter. I'm part of his meetup group, and I asked him if he'd come on the show because he is a vampire. And I always believed that I was a vampire. So we're going to get into some serious talk now. We've been joking around, filling up time. And this next to you is Silventar. And Silventar is in the BDSM community and also...
actually, I think I've seen him before, at least his pictures probably.
Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, then you guys know each other.
Well, if you've ever been to Brad's meetup, sometimes I haven't been to Brad's for a while, but...
No.
No,
You need to hold the mic.
Tuffle?
I haven't actually been to any vamp gatherings since I was younger.
Well, he does like a multi left-hand path thing.
No.
So.
Well, I invited Brad, but I didn't get an answer. So I invited a lot of people I didn't get. But so tell me a little bit. How did you get involved in the vampire lifestyle?
Easiest way to put it, without going into too much detail, girlfriend about 23 years ago.
When you were 2?
23 years ago.
No, when you were 2. Just joking.
I'm not that young.
So she kind of got you involved in it?
Well, yeah, I was in San Jose at the time, but moved back down here. I would have been here sooner, but not just traffic. I had a cop follow me beyond the amount that they're supposed to follow you. They're only supposed to follow you so far before you could humanly possibly make a mistake, and then you're supposed to be like left alone with that. So
he was following you?
No, he followed me. He followed me, and I made sure I went the speed limit. I even thought they figured he followed me past this one curve because there's a curve that goes from 50 to 35.
Mm-hmm.
And once you got to that point there, I was sure he was thinking he was going to catch me because usually I hit that curve about 50.
So
I slowed down.
Well, we're glad that you made it, and we're gonna find out because he is. It's amazing when I have telephone conversations with D. He has so much information. He talks about things that I know nothing about that I'm learning. I've been doing research about like the vampire codes and all the different types of vampires because there's a lot of them. It's not just I want to bite your neck. You've got your psychic vampires. They have the hybrid vampires, the blood vampires. You have the mythical vampires. You have the animal vampires, the human living vampires. I still can't say that word. It's SALG.
Sanguinarians.
Sanguinarians. So we have the Sanguinarians, the blood fetishes, which a lot of us are because we're in the BDSM community. Vampire gamers. The vampire hunters, all sorts of stuff. Medical vampires.
Social vampires.
Social vampires. Mm-hmm. And then you have the sexual vampires that they have to have sex and it's a sexual thing. So
I thought everybody had to have sex.
Are your teeth real?
They're my teeth.
These are
my teeth.
Yeah. I had fangs. I had when I was born with them, and I had them shaved down.
I do know a whole lot of people who are actually really good fangsmiths out there, though. They frequent every bit of the goth scene out here. Some may be better than others, but some of them belong to our groups. Mm-hmm. I don't just head the LA Vampire chapter. I head Ventura's chapter. I came from Ventura County right now. I also have taken over the Riverside chapter. We have the only Utah existing thing out in Utah.
Well, it was amazing.
Believe it or not, there's actually a bunch of people out there. Not just the fact that Twilight movie was written by a Mormon lady from Utah.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's weird.
The Mormons really know about vampires.
Well, they're out there just like they're out everywhere. And granted, though, we have a decent amount of members there, but we've booted a whole bunch of people in and out. They came, they joined, they didn't do anything. We're like, okay, meetup group, meaning meet up, means you're going to meet up with people.
Yeah, it's meetup.com.
Means physically you're going to come and you're going to touch them and say, hi,